Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to this Thursday evening. I hope you all were there with us yesterday. We talked to Miss Kanchi and we talked about Kriya University. I hope some of you had the opportunity to go and explore a little bit more about the university and also start to think about whether you need to get together a profile, and if you need any help, then you can reach out to us. We talked about all of that. So today, what we're going to do is we are going to talk about some factors that you need to take into consideration while you are choosing a college. Okay, a lot of you have been asking me, Miss, can you send me a list for best colleges for medicine in India? Miss, can you send me for psychology in UK? Or can you send me for biotechnology? Whatever it might be. But it's not just about finding the right list, right? You need to look at yourself. You need to look at different factors that you need to take into consideration before you choose a particular university. So even if you're in grade 9, I know some of you are here from grade 9, some of you from 10, 11, especially grade 12. For all of you, this is applicable. Okay, so parents, if you're there too, this is something that you can take into consideration. So I'm really quickly going to go through 3 slides that I want to show you. So first of all, let me see if everyone can. Hi everyone. Hi Yashraj, and hi Yash, and Rhythm, and Samara, and Riti. Hi everybody. Prabjot, Siddhant, and Ria. I hope all of you can hear me. I'm just going to share my screen. If you want to take your own notes, you can do that. But if there are friends that you think would benefit from this, then you can go ahead and ask them to get onto our YouTube channel and take a look at the different factors. Okay, Tanya, welcome. I want you to listen to these also. Okay, so let me try and share my screen so that everyone can see. So can everyone see my screen? I hope that's a yes, because I can't see you. Okay, so here are some things that you need to take into consideration when you are choosing a college. All right, take notes if you need to, so that you don't miss anything, because there's going to be quite a few things. All right, first of all, accreditation. You know what that means? That means you need to make sure that the university that you're going to is legit. So whether it's in India, they need to be accredited or certified by UGC or AIU. Any of those need to say, you know what, this is a valid degree that you're going to be getting. Because no point, we've heard of so many students who go to places like Russia and to the Philippines, and then after like their 3rd year and 4th year, they find out, oh my gosh, this is not legit at all. So you need to do your research wherever you're looking, whether in India or abroad. It needs to be accredited. The university or the college needs to be accredited, and the certificate that you at the end needs to be recognized, okay, by big institutions or governing bodies like AIU that I mentioned, okay, because we don't want you to have trouble for your master's degree. Second, the type of college that you're looking. So think about yourself. Do you want to go to a public college, or do you want to go to a private college? So this also, especially when you're looking abroad also, right? There's a lot of difference between public and private in terms of scholarships and things. Do you want to go to a liberal arts school? Yesterday, there were so many of you who said, Miss, I want to study arts with sciences. Great, liberal arts is good. Or are you looking for just a technical college or university? So that's the second thing, the type of college or university that you want to go to. Third, the geographic location. Now, the previous school that I was working in, it was on top of a mountain, okay? And I used to have students who used to come and say, Miss, I never want to be in a place where there is nothing, because there really was nothing other than a few stores and restaurants, and it was beautiful, but there was hardly anything. But there were students who loved the city. I don't want to call them city kids. They were just students who enjoyed the city rather than a remote place. So when you are looking for a university, university or a college, it's very important that you look at where it is. Is it in an urban area? Is it in a big city like New York? Or is it out, where you have to drive like 45 minutes, an hour into the town or whatever it is, where there's hardly anything? So what kind of person are you? Are you going to be okay to be in a place like that? So that's something that you need to decide. Okay. Next, the size of the school. So again, there are some of you who who are okay if you're in a class of like 50 to 75 students, you're able to do independent work, you're able to understand, you're able to grasp concepts studying on your own. But there are some of you who really need the teacher to pay attention to you. You need that one-to-one attention. So look at the size of the school. You don't want to go to a place where there are 50,000 students and you're just a number. Nobody knows you by name. Or do you need to go to a smaller school where, people know you, you know the profs, you can go in, you can talk to them, things like that. All right. So look at the size of the school. That's also very important. So whether you're looking at a technical school, whether you're looking at a liberal arts school, whether you're looking just to study something like psychology, whatever, think about all of these things. Where is it located? What's the size of the school? Where is it accredited? Things like that. Okay. Look at the available programs and courses. I know some of you say, Miss, what do I need to do in order to get into an Ivy League university? Amazing. I love that you have such big goals for yourself. But you need to make sure that they are offering you the course that you want to do. Okay. Don't just go to a place because of the name or the brand name that it has. You need to make sure that whichever university you're looking at, it's got the exact course that you have. So there may be like 5 different universities that you're looking at which has biology. Say you want to study biology. Okay. How do you choose between the 5? Because you love all 5. They're all fitting into all of these. What you need to do is look at the course content. You can go into the website. So yes, I know it takes some time. It takes research. But you know what, girls and boys, parents, educators, you have the time right now. And now is the time in order to do all your research and keep it. Because who knows, next year it may be different, right? When you're applying to college. So it's good to have all this information. Make a document for yourself. Do they have the program and courses that you are interested in? Okay. So understood, accreditation. So make sure that it's recognized, the type of college, where is it located, what's the size of the school, and also the programs that they're offering, whether it fits in with what you want to study. Okay. Now we come to the next. Do they have housing? So if you are going to leave the city that you have been, where your parents live and where your home is, are you going to a place that has, or are you going to a college or university that has hostel facilities? Yesterday, a lot of you asked me, or asked Ms. Kanchi, can I stay on campus or do I need to leave campus? Is it possible to leave campus? If you go to the UK, a lot of universities may not have housing facilities on campus, which means you have to look for a place outside in order to live in. Okay. Even in Canada, some universities, I know it's expensive to live on, so people look outside. But are you okay to travel in the snow back into the university? So things like that is something that you need to think about. Housing facility, how much is it going to cost you? Amenities and on-campus activities. So some of you may be heavy into sports or heavy into, doing music, like how some of you were asking me yesterday. You need to make sure that those are things that you can continue with. So make sure that they have on-campus activities and amenities that you can use. Do they have an ATM? Do they have a doctor? Do they have, a gym on campus? Do they have a swimming pool? Things like that. Also, just in order to make your life a little bit more easier and to continue with some of the things that you have already been doing. Siri, I will answer your question. Let me finish through everything and I'll talk about accreditation a little bit more. Okay. International student rate. Now, this is especially if you're looking abroad. Okay, how many, you don't want to go to a place where you easily got in, they've got the course you have, but there are hardly any international students and they don't support international students that much. Okay, now most universities, especially in the US, will support, But if you go somewhere in Europe where they don't have too many international students, you need to make sure that you can rely on someone. What if you need to extend your visa, or what, just any kind of support? All right, a lot of big universities like Boston University and Emory and University of Toronto, they all have big like clubs and organizations for international students, for Asians. They do it according to whether you're Punjabi and things like that. So you just need to make sure that you have some sense of belonging. There will be people to support you when you go, because it's the first time for some of you to go on your own, to leave the country and be independent. So you need to make sure that there are enough students on campus. Okay, international students. Okay, acceptance rate. So this means how many students are they going to be accepting? So if you look at like University of California and University of Chicago or all the Ivy Leagues, the acceptance rate is very small. Okay, it's only the top 1% of the class that some of these universities will take. So it's good for you to be realistic also of whether it's a university that you are going to get into. Now, a lot of you who are using the Univariety platform, you can go and search a university and see what their acceptance rate is and see the kind of students who are applying there. It will allow you to do that, the kind of students who are applying there, and whether you also fit in, whether you have a high chance probability of getting in or no or not. All right, so think about the acceptance rate. Don't just have all 7 or 8 Ivy Leagues as part of your college list. You need to be realistic. You need to have some dream colleges, some realistic, and some safe colleges, and that's how you need to make sure that their acceptance rate fits into the kind of student that you are. All right, acceptance rate just merely means the number of students that they accept every year. And then finances and scholarships. So a lot of you are smart, you'll want to go abroad, you'll are ambitious, you'll have really clear career goals, but sometimes finances is an issue. So maybe it's time for you to actually look and see the type of finances, the type of scholarships or financial aid that colleges may be given. Here in India also, they do give financial aid. We heard yesterday, need blind financial aid or scholarships that they're giving. Ashoka gives all these liberal arts. There are other universities or colleges also that will allow you to go on a sports quota or an extracurricular activity quota, or things like that. So you need to start to do your research to see how much you can get. Now, the difference between financial aid and scholarship: financial aid means you're telling a university, you know what, I don't have enough money, I really need you to support me, and they will. Okay, if they have it as part, sometimes sometimes universities don't have financial aid for international students, but some of them do. Scholarships are mostly merit-based scholarships. That means you've done really well in your high school and you deserve this money. So you should, even if your parents can afford it or not, if you think you are top of the class and you've got really good grades and there is a scholarship that is there, you should go ahead and apply for it, whether you need it or not. Okay, because it's there, it's deserving of you, and you definitely need to take it into consideration. Okay, so you understood? We talked about housing facilities, amenities, what do they have on campus. So I had students who applied to universities, based on whether they had squash courts or not, because they were very, very avid squash players. Okay. So that was one of the things that they looked at. Now, if you're really good at swimming, I know some of you are telling me that, and you want to continue to pursue it, or even just have it as an extracurricular or a hobby, you need to find a place where they still have a swimming pool so you can continue to do that. Okay. If you were part of a band, you want to continue to play on a band. Okay. Rowan yesterday was asking, do you have drums? Do you have music to Kriya University? So you need to make sure that they have all of that. What's the acceptance rate, and do they give finance and scholarship? And lastly, think about yourself. You need to introspect. Again, you can come onto the Univariety platform. All of these tests you can do. If you're not part of Univariety, we're happy to help you. We can allow you to do the assessment, and then we can provide you with the counseling so that our counselors can tell you what your personality is, what your interests are, what your skills are, so that you can start to think about whether the type of person that you are is a good fit for the type of college that you're looking at. So what's your personality like? Do you love being with people? Are you okay? Are you comfortable to go up and talk to strangers? Are you a bit of a loner? Are you okay to immediately go into a dorm where you don't know anybody? So think about your own personality. What kind of person or student are you? Are you okay in order to be in a environment where you don't know too many people? Are you adaptable? Are you flexible? Your bed may not be how your bed is at home. You might have to share bathrooms with other people, things like that. So think about your own personality. What are your interests? Do you what So I'm sure a lot of you know, so interests are very similar to hobbies, but sometimes we can align your interest to the type of career that you're looking at. Okay, so what are your interests? Do you like to work on teams? Do you like to work with computers? Do you like to develop? Do you like to create? Are you artistic? Do you like to help people? Do you like to be a leader? So what kind of interests do you have? Okay, are you always looking at when you watch a movie, are you looking at what the producer and the directors are talking about, how they made the movie, things like that? Where does your interest lie? Okay, so think about it for yourself, and then you need to find a good match of a university that will actually align with the kind of interest that you have. What skills do you have? So these are also things that you need to look at when you are looking at how to choose a course for yourself, not only just a college but also a course. So what skills do you have? Okay, are you good at drawing and at designing? Are you good with math equations? Are you logically spatially really strong? Do you have a mechanical mind? Are you good with that? Are you good with words? Are you good with talking in front of people? Are you good with writing? So skills, what skills do you have? Think about all of that. Okay, are you good with fixing things? Okay, are you the type of person who'll take off everything, maybe a radio or a transistor, or like a laptop, you open up everything and kind of don't know how to put it back together? But is that a skill that you have? Okay, think about that. So look at your skills, look at your interests. Now skills are different from aptitude. Aptitude means you're good at studying it, and therefore that doesn't mean you have interest in it. But skill means you're really good at whatever task is given to you. Okay, and you have interest in it. That's what it means. All right. We're talking about values. Values means what's important to you. So when you're looking for a job or a career or a college, are they fitting in with the values that you have for yourself? What is important to you? Are relationships important? Is making money important? Is being ambitious important? Is being honest important? So what is important to you? You really need to look at it and decipher for yourself. I can't tell you what's important to you. Only you can decide for yourself. Okay. And lastly, labor market information, which means what kind of jobs are out there. So you might be thinking of a course you really want to study. Like yesterday, somebody asked me, is biomedical good? Fantastic, because there's so many upcoming careers in biomedical. Now you look at maybe real estate, or you look at customer service. May not. Those may be redundant soon, okay, because they don't need people to do that. So start reading the newspaper, go into naukri.com or monster.com and see the kind of job profiles or kind of job vacancies that are going to be there. I know you need to do research. Open a newspaper and you'll see all the job vacancies, in one of those supplements. Take a look at it and find out, is what you are going to study, is it going to complement what you are going to want to do, like maybe 3 years, 5 years, 7 years from now? Okay, so I hope all of you have understood. So that's labor market information, values, skills, interest, personality. So this is more for yourself. Also, when you're choosing a college or a course, these are important. Okay, and then there is housing facilities. Here, let's finish this off. There's housing facilities. We talked about amenities and on-campus activities, international student rate, acceptance rate, finance and scholarships. And lastly, accreditation, the type of college that you're looking at, whether it's public or private, whether you're looking, where are you looking, whether you want to be in a city or you're okay, whether it's outside a little bit of a city, is it going to geographic location? Students also take in mind, especially if you're looking abroad, the weather. You might think it's quite silly for me to say that, But I know a lot of students who've come back because it's been too cold, wherever they are. You think of Minnesota or you think of upstate New York, there's so much snow there. Are you okay to be in weather like that? Do you need warmer weather? Do you have health issues where you have to take those things into consideration? So it's pretty serious, okay? You don't want to spend so much money and go abroad and then have to come back because it was just too cold or too hot for you, okay? And then the available programs and courses. So I hope all of you have understood what I've been trying to say through these three, and I'm going to start taking questions really quickly. So somebody just asked me about accreditation, okay? So basically what accreditation is that whether a college that you're going to is recognized by a governing body. Understood? So you just need to make sure that if you get a certificate from the University of Bangalore that is recognized, or Chennai University, or Annamalai University, or Delhi University, are they recognized is what you need to look at. This is specifically for those who are thinking of going to smaller colleges, or maybe a technical college, or maybe just a certificate that you want to get. You want to make sure that it's recognized, and that was my point. Okay. Okay, let me just look at these questions really quickly. So Surya, I hope I answered your question. Surya, ma'am, according to you, how many hours do we need to study after going to college? It depends how many courses you take. So in the US, you can take 2 courses to 6 courses. It just depends where you're planning to go study. But what I have heard, the general understanding is at least the first year is a lot easier than grade 12, what you're doing. Okay. So do really well in your grade 12. And then that first year, more than the studying, it's the adjusting to a new environment that people struggle with. Okay. Where can I find the international student rate? So Tanya, if you are a student who's using Univariety platform, you will be able to find that out. But if you just go into any website of university, and if you go into different types of services, they will have for international students. You can even write into them and ask them, you know what, how many international students do you have, how many total number of students do you have, and then how many international students do you have. Okay. Ma'am, what is amenities? Abhishek, means different types of services that you have, like restaurants or laundry. Okay, do they have dry cleaning, or do they have an ATM machine, or do they have a place that you can hang out? Yesterday we saw where you can play like foosball and pool, or do they have a swimming pool? Do they have sports facilities? Do they have gyms? Things like that is what I mean by amenities. Okay. Is it difficult to get into an Ivy League as an Indian? Arush, it's not. I wouldn't say that. I don't think they're racist at all. It's just that you have to be top of the class, top of the country, actually, if you look at it. Okay. You really have to have an application that stands out. And that's why it's very, very important that if you are looking at an Ivy League, you are top of the class with regards to your academics. You almost have to get a perfect score for your SAT, and your extracurriculars have to be on point. Okay, so keep those in mind, but it's not difficult. I would never dissuade you from talking about that. Okay. Tanya, you've asked 1 minute. You've been asking me this question, but let me just finish these other ones and I'll get to you. Okay. Ma'am, it's my dream to get into Narsimonji BCom, but I'm also pursued from coaching outside, so attention seems to be a matter of concern. So are you in Narsimonji? I think you should start, if that's your dream college, Ria, you should first start with Narsimonji and then start with your CA. There are lots of students who are doing that. You will be able to balance it. So the idea is for you to get into Narsimonji. The point is, why is it your dream college? Why is it so important in order for you to get in? And you need to think about what is more important to you. Is it your bachelor's degree or is it your CA? So you need to kind of weigh out the options. Find a course that you'll be able to adjust to easily at Narsimonji, and then you'll be able to balance your CA also. Okay. So Siri is asking, how does personality help choose a college? Anyway, you still have to make friends and adapt to new changes. Absolutely. But what I said, Siri, if you were listening, what I said is that you need to look at the kind of person that you are, the kind of learning styles that you have, the kind of attitude you have with regards to meeting new people. You know, some people are really shy. They don't like to go out and meet new people. So then I don't suggest like a really big campus that you go onto. You need to go to a fairly small campus where you have no choice but to meet with people. Because if you go to a big campus, you don't need to meet anyone, really. You could just do your own thing and that's about it. But in a small campus, it's more intimate. You get to meet people. So really look at the kind of person that you are you okay to be a loner, not a loner, but are you okay to be independent? Are you okay to find things or learn things on your own? I went to university where there were maybe 4 or 5. I went to Canada and there were maybe 4 or 5 international students when I went. This was long time ago. And I really struggled because I like to do things with people. And then not having that really made me struggle. But that's my personality, that I get energy from being with people. And when I didn't have that when I went to university, at least in that first 6 months, I really struggled. I cried every day. So think about, but my daughter who's in university, she's fine to go out and make friends on her own. She's fine to go out and be independent and learn things on her own. So you understand my point? You just have to look at the kind of person that you are, okay? Um, Dwani, we talked about liberal art colleges before. So basically, what liberal art colleges allow you is it gives you the freedom to study from 2 different streams. Okay, just to put it in the broadest of terms. So Ashoka, OP Jindal, Symbiosis, Flame, Kriya, all of these are liberal art colleges. So you can study something from BA, like you can pick psychology or you can pick economics, and then you can pick something from BSc, which is a biology or a chemistry or something, and put them together. Okay, that's what liberal arts. So there are students who will do psychology with music or dance with economics, things like that. That's what a liberal arts college allows you to do. It's great, especially if you have 2 different interests. That's what you need to do. Okay, what qualities does the college look for in students during admission? So Yashraj, it changes from student to from college to college. Normally, if you're looking at the US, they need applications that'll make you stand out. So how are you different from your other friends? What have you done in order to help your community or your school? How have you put into use some skills like communication skills and leadership skills and presentation skills? So that's what they want to look. They also look at your aptitude, or your interest is gauged by your academic transcript, but they also look at what you do outside the classroom. Okay, what are the mistakes to avoid while choosing a good college? So Yashraj, I think it's important not just to go by ranks. I know a lot of kids just look at ranks, but it's very there's so many mixed you'll find mixed articles and mixed opinions out there with regards to how reliable are these rankings, on what basis do they rank a particular university. So it's very important for you to do your own research. If you are part of our Univariety platform, you can get in touch with alumni that are probably studying in a college that you want to go to. So say, for example, you want to go to University of Chicago, and there's someone from your college who's studying there, you can get in touch with them. So while I'm going through this, you will see on our sticky note above the chat box that there's a survey that we would really appreciate. We're trying to see how more we can help you. So these are for students who are in grade 12. If you had decided initially to go abroad, but now you've decided to stay here in India, we really would like to help you through that process of deciding where you need to apply, how you need to apply, how you need to choose, these factors we're talking about. So please, grade 12 students, please go ahead and, apply, just fill out that form that is in the sticky note above the chat box. Okay, please don't forget. So how important are marks? 1 minute. Labor market information, Nishit, is upcoming careers. Is what you want to study in 11 and 12? Is are there jobs that are going to be there 3-4 years from now? Is what you need to. And a good, measure for that is to find out what kind of jobs are available right now, and you'll be able to see whether what you want to study is actually going to be there. Okay. So, ma'am, do many universities offer dual major, double major, computer science and math? In the US, you will find this Skinnery, not here in India that much. Maybe some of the liberal arts schools, but not otherwise. You'll have to only study one. But in US and Canada, you'll be able to do that. Okay. What jobs are there? Bhumi, you're asking me for travel journalist. So I would recommend going to work for a magazine. That would be the first thing in order for you to do. I have friends who have interned with, either National Geographic, WWF, the World Wildlife Federation. They have an office in Delhi, or Condé Nast. All of these are travel magazines that you can be part of and actually start. But I would suggest you do little internships first. Find out if this is something that you're interested in, and then only go into it. Okay. What quality? Okay, we've done that. Okay, travel, we've done that. Japika, you're asking what are the ways to improve or build a student profile. So you can get in touch with us. Just write to me at guideme@univariety.com, Japika, and we can help you. I can ask you to speak to somebody who can lead you in the right way in order for you to start building your student profile. Okay. Ma'am, what are finance and scholarships? Dhriti, it's how much it's going to cost you to go to college and whether they are offering you scholarships. Okay. Scholarships are merit based. So maybe you've done really well in your class, or your, top 5% of your class, and then they will give you money, or they will give you a little bit of a stipend or something of that sort in order to acknowledge that you have been a good student. That's what scholarships are. You don't need to pay them back. It's for you. It's for you to apply. So very important that you look at things like that before you go to university, so that you can help your parents a little bit. Whether they can afford it or not is not the point. Okay. So look for scholarships for sure. Davina, what's the easiest way to get scholarships? So depends on the university you're looking at. Most of the time they do have merit-based scholarships. So that means you have to be a good student. They sometimes do have sports scholarships. So if you're good in track and field, if you're good in playing a sport, then you have things like that also. Okay. What are the available careers if we take music with one of the science subjects in liberal arts? So a lot of the time students take two different subjects in order to see where their interests lie. So I know people who put music and psychology together, and then they've done music therapy, or they've gone into like creating music, things like that. So it just depends, Dwani. It's a very broad question. It really depends on what your interests are. I can't tell you what science subject is good. It depends on what you're interested in. Doesn't mean you have to put them together. You'll just pursue one of them later. Okay. How important is marks for class 10 to get into? Very important, because they will definitely look. So anyone from grade 9 onwards, if you're here, they will look at grade 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so they look at all your marks from grade 9 onwards. Okay, so Yashraj, actually your school should do like to help you transition from school to college. I know, of course, there's a lot of fear and anxiety, but it's very, very, very exciting too. Okay, so don't look at it as something to be anxious. Everyone who's there in year 1 is exactly like you. So you have nothing to actually be scared of. Just make sure that the college that you choose is the right fit for you. But really, you should be starting to work on, transitioning from school to college in grade 10 onwards. Okay. And we are happy to help you. If you want that help, we're happy to help you. Okay. What is the college fits all the credentials I want, does not have all the combination I want, another has few credentials not fitting for me. How do I choose? Neerav, can you rephrase that question for me with simpler words and shorter? Are you trying to say that what if it doesn't fit all the categories? That's okay. It may not. If all the factors that I talked about, it fits most of it, and it's got the course that you want to study, then go for it. okay? As long as it's affordable, as long as you're going to enjoy and excel in what you study, as long as, the learning styles or the teaching styles fits you, you're going to be fine, okay? Kushleen, you're asking, how do you find if a college is accredited? It's on their website. You'll always find that information. If you go into About Us, it'll tell you how it's accredited, okay? Babanya. I'm into sports and I'm confused to whether or not study abroad. So I've had a lot of students like this too. They've all gone abroad to study, especially, they were mostly track and field and soccer players. And so then they found universities where they could continue to play or do track and field. So definitely you can do that. But there are also places here in India that you can do that, especially some of the newer colleges will allow you to continue to play sports. So it just depends what you want to pursue. You can also find a career in sports, like sports management, sports psychology, sports journalism. All of that will continue to keep you in the loop of sports, okay? In which country and university is more suitable for Indian climate? Kumar, I'm not going to answer that question, okay? I think you should stay in India. That's what you should do, okay? If the most suitable for Indian climate would be India, right? Okay. Gopal, is there any benefits of studying abroad, or can we go to an Indian college? Absolutely, Gopal. If you find an Indian college that is offering what you want to study, and you can afford it, and it's going to give you a really good degree, absolutely, you don't have to go abroad. People who go abroad, they go because they want to go for long term, okay, or they want a particular kind of course. That's where they're going abroad, but that doesn't mean everyone needs to, okay? So think for yourself of what would be best for you. Talk about it with your family before you take a decision, okay? Vedansh, shall we focus more on academics or our profile to get into this decent college? Both, Vedansh. If you are a good student already, but you don't have that much of a great profile, then you need to start building it now. Write to me at Univariety, at guideme@univariety.com, and I'm happy to help you, put you onto the right person, okay? Dwani, you're saying you're not able to see the yellow sticky note. It is there. It's right above where you are typing. It says, have your plans of studying abroad changed? If so, please fill the survey here. It's a doc. If someone could just cut and paste that for Dwani, that would be awesome. And just put it in the chat box, and then you can fill it out, Dwani, okay? Is finding a psychology-related job difficult in India? Manya, not at all, because everyone's looking for psychologists, whether it's multinationals, whether it is starting off on your own, whether it is clinics, any of those. Thank you, Siri. Any of those will be able to, it will be looking for a psychologist, okay? So there's ample jobs for psychologists. If I achieve the top position in my school in 10th grade, will I achieve scholarship? Most likely not, Sarbjeet. If you can continue to be top of the class for grade 11, then you will. But they will definitely take into consideration how you did in 10th grade, okay? You may not get a scholarship. You may be eligible for a scholarship, but you may not get it because it'll all depend on how you do in grade 12, okay? Does the GPA really matter in this hunt? Yes. Yashraj, I know it sounds like a hunt, right? But it does. That's the reality of it. They do look at it, but it's not, especially for the US, that's not the only thing they look at. They look at multiple things, okay? The only thing your child might have to do is study a little bit of German. So more than doing an internship, it would be the German that I would be more concerned about. You can get onto the DAAD, the DAD site, and they'll be able to assist you better with regards to this question. So just look at the DAD site, DAAD, okay, all capital letters, and they'll be able to help you with what the requirements are and how you can fulfill these requirements. I know German for sure, at least basic German is important, but internships, it depends. I haven't heard of this, especially for undergraduation. Maybe for masters, yes, you have to, but not for undergraduation. Okay. Is comparing colleges an efficient way to find the apt one for ourselves. Absolutely. You should compare colleges, because like somebody said, it's a hunt, right? You're looking for what would be the best fit for you. And therefore you should compare colleges in terms of how much it's going to cost you, and what's available, and what are the alumni doing, and what are the type of courses, and what are the type of amenities, and can you stay on campus, and what kind of scholarships are they giving. All of that you definitely should be comparing colleges. Okay, which country would suit the best for automobile engineering, Vedansh? It depends on where you're looking. In Germany, a lot of their courses are partly in German, partly in English, so you want to be careful of that. So I know UK has a really good automobile engineering courses, so you could look more in UK, and India, of course, has. So Germany, I would be, of course, they are happy to have international students, but you need to make sure that the course is going to be in English. Okay. How can we recover if we fail to choose the apt college? It's not too late. If you are enjoying your course, Yashraj, you should be fine. Even if the outside environment is not that great, you need to make wiser decisions for your masters. Don't quit halfway, okay? So finish what you're doing, especially if you're doing well, finish what you're doing. And then hopefully for your masters, you can take a little bit more of an informed decision. That's why grade 9 students, I ask you to start early. It's so important that you start early, whether it's to build your profile, or whether it's career exploration, or whether it is finding colleges, whatever it is, you need to do that early from grade 9, so that you don't get to grade 12 and make uninformed decisions. Okay. Do all universities around the world provide work permit? No, they don't, Nirav. UK now, after their undergraduation, after your bachelor's program, they will give you 1 year that you can work. Canada will give you as soon as you get there. US will not give you. Australia, I don't think gives you. Europe, not as yet. A lot of places you can work on campus, but you can't work off campus. Okay. So as a student, because you're on a student visa, you need to have to work on campus, which is also recommended, especially in year 1 when you go, you're fairly young. And then after that, that's why it's so important that if you go to college where they're providing you like work experience and internship over the summer, it's good for you to do that, because when you graduate, then you can get in touch with these places that you did an internship at and ask them whether they'll offer you a job. Okay. So Aditya, you need to see what kind of courses, whether they have, you know what St. Stephen's cutoff is going to be, you know what their cutoff is. So I'm not sure what kind of science courses. I know that they're really good with the economics and political science, those kind of courses, but you'd have to check their website to see what they're offering, and you know what their cutoffs are like. As long as you meet their cutoffs, that's all you need to do. Okay. Kinnari, I think computer science engineering is a better bet instead of double major in computer science and mathematics, because you can always, specialize in something later. But computer science engineering would be better for you. Which country is good for medicine, UK or US? Krishna, UK. As an Indian citizen, UK would be better. In US, you have to do 4 years of undergraduation, or what they call a pre-med, and then only you have to write the exam, the med exam, and then only do you stand a chance. And priority is given for American citizens. So as an Indian citizen, your chances of getting in may be very, very, very slim. So don't waste so much money going to the US for your MBBS. You can plan to go there for your MD, for your masters. You can go there. MBBS either here in India or in the UK. UK is good because you can come back and you can practice here. Okay. Okay. How do we get in touch with College Alumni? Akanksha, if you're part of the Univariety platform, then we can help you do that. But if you're not, then it would be good for you to get in touch with your school and ask if anyone has gone to the university that you want to study at. Okay. Okay. I think I have taken most of the questions. Somewhere I can do for psychology. Simran, this is part of your... No, I didn't. Tanya, I'll take your question and then that's going to be the last question that I'm going to take up. Okay. Uh, Mr. Goenka, yeah, I hope you are able to get in touch with Dad and they will definitely help you. Okay. How to choose between two different colleges if one fits? Okay, I already answered that. Tanya, I need to find your question. Okay. So it's going to be very hectic, Ria. You're saying for till 11 and then from 12 to 8 in coaching hours. Do you suggest I switch to? Yeah, you have to be realistic about what you can manage. So if you can go to a college that's not as demanding as Narsi Monji, then do that. But I know there are students who are managing both. I know it's going to be hectic, but this is a choice that you've taken, and it's only for a short time period. It's temporary till you finish your CA. Okay, so think about it. Really think about it, especially if it's like your dream college. Okay. Tanya, okay, ma'am, if we talk about Canadian universities and you have been in private school till your high school and have done IGCSE and A levels and applied to public York, UVic, Lakehead, would it be not at all? Like other public, like I've mentioned, it's not good. Or what's the difference between? There is no. That's not. It does not matter where you have gone to school, whether you're going to a private school or a government school. That's not the point. The point is when you're looking at a public or private university, it doesn't matter, especially when you're looking at somewhere as the UK, as Canada, because all of them are the same. It might give you more opportunities or more scholarships if they are private rather than public, or vice versa. It just depends. So just there is no pros and cons with regards to it. You just need to look at what kind of career opportunities you have after going to a college like that. What kind of scholarships? Sometimes private universities are more expensive than public universities. So look at all of that is what I was talking about. It doesn't matter where you have gone to high school. Okay, I hope I have answered that question. Okay, so that's it for now. We've been talking for almost an hour. Tomorrow we're going to have a very special guest. It's the principal of Nahar International School, Miss Vandana Arora, who's going to be here. So I don't think you want to miss out. I hope to see all of you there. Please, grade 12 students, people like Tanya and Ria, just Simran, all of you, please go ahead and fill out that form that's on top in the sticky note. It's also in the chat box. Please go ahead and just Sneha Mashati has gone ahead and put the form, the address. So please just click on it. It won't take too long. It's just so that we get more information on how we can assist you better. Okay. So please, thank you, Vedansh, for doing that. And I think that's about it. Okay, so just write to me at guide me at univariety.com if you have any other questions, especially you grade 12 students. We need to make right decisions. You're looking for backup options. We're here to help you. Please don't worry. Okay, all right, Shreya, I don't know what your question is. Let me see, university or college? So both are good. I think you asked me what to choose. Both are good. It just depends on, what is the right fit for you. We've been talking about it. It's fine whether it's a university or whether it's a college. Universities tend to be much bigger. Colleges are much smaller. But universities also tend to have a lot more opportunities. A lot more people know about universities as compared to colleges. But if you do find a really good college for your bachelor's degree, Shreya, and it's got the course that you want, and you're going to flourish, then you're going to be fine, because you can always go to university for your masters. Okay, don't feel like under pressure that you have to go to a university. You can always go to a really, really good. I've had kids who have gone to amazing little colleges and done so well, and working at all these fantastic places and gotten to Ivy Leagues for their masters. So you have equal opportunity. Just find that right fit for yourself. Okay, Mr. Krish Patel, because you asked me, I will look for your question and I will answer your question. Okay, I'm not sure what you asked me. Is integrated engineering helpful in the US? So you mean what do you mean by integrated? Do you mean an accelerated program? Yes, it is. If it is there are lots of programs. So Krish, look for programs where you can do engineering and then go like into an MBA or something. They have integrated programs like that. Those are fantastic. I definitely recommend those. But nobody is in a hurry to finish off your undergraduation, right? It's okay. So if you do want to take 4 years to do your engineering program and then do work for a little bit and then do your MBA, you can do that. So integrated programs are great. I don't know if they're helpful in any way, but there are students who want to study faster and kind of come back to India. For them, it's great. But yes, if you can get into, there are accelerated programs or integrated programs where you can do a bachelor's and a master's together, go for it. Okay, Yashraj. I've answered most of your questions, sir, Mr. Yashraj. I've answered all of your questions. Okay, how can we effectively balance time between personal time and college? Dude, which grade are you in right now? I think you must be in 11th or 12th, right? Let's finish up with that, okay? And then we can slowly talk about how you can transition. And that's a really good topic. I will talk about how you can balance your time, and talk a little bit about transitioning from school to college. So I will probably do that as a webinar over the next couple of weeks. So thank you for that idea. Just learn how to balance your time now, okay? Because balancing your time now will help you in the future also. All right, people, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Don't miss out on tomorrow's session. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.